To quote Dolly Parton in the movie Still Magnolias, which just happens to be one of my absolute all-time favorite movies, mostly because I grew up with a family like that in the South, her character has a quote that is, "Honey, time just keeps on marching, and eventually you figure out it's marching across your face." So if crow's feet, eye wrinkles, laugh lines are a big problem for you, or you want to learn how to prevent them, I'm going to tell you how to stop the hands of time, or in this case, the feet, in this video. Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are tackling a big skincare concern, and that is crow's feet, laugh lines and wrinkles sprinkled all around your eye area that make you crazy and are sometimes not as responsive to our skincare routine as we would like. Now, if you're new to the channel, I'm Chris Gibson. I'm a skincare expert, and I'm here to help people find skincare that will work for them, not empty their wallets, and not do more harm than good. So if that's your thing, please be sure and subscribe and hit that little notification bell so that you know when my new videos are up each week. Okay, for those of you who are already subscribed, you know that I have a ton of videos about the eye area, creams, potions, lotions, all that stuff that you can use to help improve the look of the skin around the eyes. And of course, I will link to those below in the video description box so that if you haven't seen them, you can find them easily and go back and watch them, because the product, ingredients, and techniques that I talk about really do work. But the deeper crow's feet, that's an animal all of its own, and they occur because of the musculature that helps us smile, laugh, raise our eyebrows, and show emotion. In the skincare world, we call those dynamic wrinkles because they're not caused by the process of aging or depletion of collagen production or elastin in your skin, although those things do contribute overall to fine lines, wrinkles on the face. You're more likely to get them around your eyes just because we're emotive, and we like to show our emotions through the way we look with our face and the things that we say. And I'm using my hands, but anyway, you get the idea. We use this area of the face a lot. Of course, there are medical and professional approaches that you can take to alleviating these, everything from extreme procedures to applying topical creams and lotions, all of them with their pros and their cons. Now, most of us know about or have heard about Botox. Those are the injections that we put botulinum toxin into the musculature just under the skin around an area, say the brow or the eyes, and it freezes or stills the movement in that area. It does actually work. It relaxes the skin because we're not moving the skin anymore or repetitively moving the skin or those muscles anymore. We're not going to see deeper lines and wrinkles. The issue with this procedure is that it doesn't agree with everybody. A misstep can happen in the office procedure that leads to a droopy eyelid or a weird sort of look to your face. And it also oftentimes gives people that frozen look because we're not using our eyebrows or our smile muscles as much, so we don't show as much emotion. Not to mention that you have to have these repeated, and they can be quite expensive. Then, of course, there are the dermal fillers that we all hear about, which is Restylane and Juvederm, which are injected under the skin into the area that we want to plump out, push out those lines and wrinkles. And over time, that fluid or liquid begins to dissipate, and you have to have those repeated. So if you don't like needles, not for you, and that can get quite expensive. Then there is also laser resurfacing, which is very invasive, but it will work. It's basically taking off the outer layers of your skin so that it sparks collagen production, and sort of like a healing process happens in that area. And you do get more elastin and more collagen produced, which gives you an effect that lasts for about a year. The downside to that, again, it's expensive. It's a medical procedure, can be painful, and it takes 2 to 4 weeks to recover from that. Then there are the chemical peels, and I'm not talking about applying glycolic acid to your skin, or even my favorite peel of all time for home use, the Ordinary's peel solution. Those types of peels are just simply to speed up cellular sloughing off of dead skin cells. Wow, that was a mouthful. But anyway, It's an ongoing overtime removal of the very, very, very outer layer of dead skin cells, which does render your skin looking better. These chemical peels go much deeper, 2 to 3 layers deep on that outer surface of the skin. They too can be quite painful. They also have risks of infection because of the long healing time, usually 6 weeks before you can go out in the sun. And they can cause hyperpigmentation in some skin types. Also, costly. So all of these particular more invasive procedures really do work and can last for a while, but they come with costs and risks. What about topicals? What about things we can do at home that are not invasive, not painful, and not expensive? Can we get some results with crow's feet that way? Yes, absolutely you can. And out of the many lotions and potions that are labeled for this, there are a few standouts with ingredients and products that I'm going to recommend to you today. They're simply products that I have used myself, tested, understand the ingredients, and know the efficacy of what they can provide for you. So I will put links to them in the video description box below as well, so that you have access to them and go research them on your own when the video is over. Now you can clearly see that I don't have deep lines or wrinkles around my brow or face, which at 56 is pretty phenomenal. And I don't do any procedures. I don't have Botox. It's not one of my favorite things. I attribute that to a lifetime of good, solid skincare, consistently applied, making sure that I take care of anything that happens on my skin as it occurs. I also have clients who come to me that already have the deeper crow's feet, fine lines, wrinkles, laugh lines, whatever you want to call these, and they apply the same techniques that I'm going to talk to you about today, and they get really good results. So you can count on what I'm going to give to you will work for most of you. And you got some choices here, because some of the things I'm going to talk about can be a little bit pricey, and some of them are really inexpensive and shockingly effective. Now, I want to be honest with you guys, and I always am, that anytime we're using a topical product to affect a change on our skin, it's going to take some time. This is not going to be something that happens overnight. Usually it takes about a month to really see some results. And there's a very scientific reason for that, is that the skin cells that we're treating are deeper under the surface layer of the skin, and they need 2 to 4 weeks to kind of come to the surface where we see the results. That doesn't mean that some of the products that we'll use don't give more instant visible improvement, but the true results usually don't show up. It takes about a month. Now, the first thing that I'm going to recommend for this problem is not going to come as a shock or surprise to anybody who has already subscribed to the channel, and that is telling you you really need to consider using sunscreen on a daily basis, whether you're inside or out, or whatever environment or part of the world that you live in. The reason for that is the area around the eyes is very thin skin. It doesn't get a lot of support like the rest of our skin does, and sun damage can really exacerbate and speed up that collagen and elastin loss. Not to mention that that area has less oil glands than the rest of our face, tends to be drier, and therefore more susceptible to wrinkling. Now, you guys know I am not a fan of chemical sunscreens. You do you, boo, and do what you want to do or use it. As long as you use a sunscreen, I'm good. But I highly recommend the product that I use, which is this one, which is Neutrogena Sheer Face Zinc All Mineral SPF 50 sunscreen. This stuff works very well for me. I take a bath in it usually before I go outside. It is one of the things that has preserved my skin over the years, using sunscreen daily. Now, if you're a makeup wearer, I realize that some of these zinc-based sunscreens can be a problem. Do you put it on before your makeup? When you do, sometimes the makeup doesn't stick or flow well onto the face. The foundation pills up. You can't put it on the outside of it, because then you've messed up your makeup again. However, there are products out there on the market like Color Science Sunblock, which are powder tint-based sunscreens that are matte finish that you simply brush on your face, that give you the same protection as the cream, and they don't mess up your makeup and actually can help set the makeup and keep it in place. So sunscreen, sunscreen, sunscreen. Can you tell I want you to use sunscreen? Now, the next product that I want to recommend actually works on all areas of the eye. Crow's feet, crepey eyelids, dry crepey skin under the eye, brightening the eye area, hydrating the eye area, and that is Strivectin's Peptide 360 Eye Serum. Now, this is an expensive product. It's 95 bucks. Tube will last you about a month, maybe a month and a half of daily use. However, I really love this formulation because it is made with a triple peptide complex. And for those of you who don't know, peptides help produce collagen in the skin. Something our skin produces anyway. These are amino acids. The skin takes them on and it helps boost that collagen and elastin production, helps give the skin more elasticity, makes it able to take on moisture much better. So anytime we're working with firming the skin, peptides are going to be involved. They also include plum and caffeine, which are going to help with dark circles and puffiness. Caffeine is a great ingredient in skincare for puffiness. And they include microalgae or micromarine algae, which helps tighten and brighten eyelid skin. Just a really great product all around, even though it's a little bit expensive. Now, another product that can really work well for you, I've tried it myself and it really does amazing stuff, are the medical grade silicone patches by CO. These are specifically designed patches that go on the areas where you have the wrinkling, and they lay on the skin for a period of time, usually overnight, and pull the skin flat against that inside layer of the silicone. That actually reteaches your skin to stay taut. Helps with those muscles as well. Kind of does the same thing that Botox does without the shots. It also is able to pull moisture from the deeper layers of your skin, so it plumps out skin. Think about it, anytime you've ever taken a Band-Aid off, that skin is really moist and flat and new looking. Same thing with these. And they are very inexpensive, usually about $25, $30 a package, and they're reusable, so you use them 3 or 4 times before you throw them away. Very reasonable, and they work very, very well. Now, for the cons, you have to use them all the time, every night, without fail, because this is not a one and done skincare product. Most skincare products that work are not, but if you stop using them, your skin will go back to the condition that it was in before you started using them. Again, just like Botox or any other product that you would use. The next tool in your at-home skincare routine arsenal is going to be retinols. And of course, Retin-A, which is the strongest prescription brand of retinol or retinoid, is going to be the most effective in the shortest amount of time. But you have to have a prescription. It's expensive. It's ongoing, and not everybody can deal with the side effects, the dryness, the itchiness, the flakiness, the redness that happen in the acclimation period of using it. And some people's skin never gets used to that strength of retinoids. So that is an option. It's going to give you really visible results in about a month. And as you go through a year of using it, you're pretty much going to be done with any sort of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles on your skin. That's for about 90% of the population. It works that well. Very good. But you can also use the more gentle retinols that we see on the market over the counter today. There are a lot of those. The one that I recommend the most is Olay's Retinol 24 for eyes. It's an elevated formulation of retinol that will go more deeply into the skin layer to produce results faster. Usually within 2 to 4 weeks using that product, you will see a big difference. And again, just like Retin-A, over the course of using retinol for a year, your skin will look visibly different, but it takes time with these. Again, all these topicals are going to take time. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Now, of course, you also have the option, and many people do this, of hiding or covering up crow's feet, fine lines, laugh lines, and wrinkles around the eyes using a good concealer and makeup technique. And it just so happens one of my favorite channels that I watch has a dude in England who knows how to do this and do it well, and that's Wayne Goss. He's a makeup artist. You guys may have come across his channel already, 4 million subscribers, and for a good reason. The guy is an ace at this, and I will put a link to his channel below. I will also put a link to a couple of his videos on this particular subject. If you're going to do makeup to cover these, I highly recommend you watch his channel for this, even if you want to do this while you're using the other techniques or methods to improve your skin overall. It doesn't hurt to kind of give yourself a little boost by hiding them. Now, I hope this video today on how to deal with, hide, improve, get rid of crow's feet, fine lines, laugh lines, whatever you want to call them, around the eyes has really helped you figure out what the best, road for you is, or path for you is. If the video was helpful, please be sure and give it a like, a positive comment, and share it out. It helps me, it helps the channel. Also, be sure and check out my videos that are coming up next so that you learn how to perfect your skincare routine so that you get your best skin ever. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, supporting the channel. I love you, stay beautiful, and I will see you over on that next video.